This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 28, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, nurse charged with attempted murder in Kingston. A man has been charged with attempted murder in connection with an incident on Beeston Street in Kingston on Friday, January 20. Charged is 35-year-old Said Rampassard, otherwise called Cooley, a registered nurse of Walkway 34, Brayton Phase 2, Portmore, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 10:30 p.m., Rampassard held a woman by her hair and used a knife to stab her several times. The woman was assisted to the hospital where she was treated. The circumstances that led to the dispute are unclear. The incident was reported to the police and an investigation launched. On Friday, January 27, Rampassard was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. He is scheduled to appear before the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, January 31. Troops charged after allegedly threatening to kill woman. Detectives assigned to the St. Catherine North Police charged a 33-year-old man after he allegedly threatened to kill a woman on Sunday, December 11, 2022. Charged is Charles MacDonald, otherwise called the Troops, of Shelter Rock, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. MacDonald was charged on Friday, January 27, with possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, and assault at common law. Reports are that about 3:10 p.m., the complainant was at home when she saw MacDonald in her yard. He then pointed a firearm at her and threatened to kill her. A report was made to the police, an investigation launched, and MacDonald was arrested. Following a question and answer interview in the presence of his attorney, MacDonald was charged. His court date has not been finalized. Papa shot dead in St. Anne home invasion. A man was shot dead at his home in Windsor, St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne on Thursday evening. The deceased has been identified as 22-year-old Shaquem Mackenzie, otherwise called Papa. Reports are that about 6 p.m., Mackenzie was in the bathroom when a man armed with a handgun entered the house. The man reportedly went to the bathroom where he found Mackenzie using the toilet and shot and killed him before fleeing the premises. It is understood that residents called the police and Mackenzie's body was found lying in the bathroom by lawmen. Bridge FM defends former Prime Minister Golding against the Warmington's verbal attack. Radio station The Bridge FM says Jamaica's leaders should control themselves following Government Minister Everaldo Warmington's outburst over former Prime Minister Bruce Golding's comment on the fraud scandal at Stocks and Securities Limited. It is imperative that those who have been tapped to lead exercise the utmost control in their utterances and the signals they send to the vulnerable members of our society, said Robert Clark, chairman of the station's board. Warmington has rebuked Golding for suggesting that the government is not being blameless in the SSL saga as it issues a license to investment houses, which indicates to the public that it is safe to conduct business with these entities. The private investment firm is now the center of an investigation as dozens of clients' accounts were reportedly defrauded of billions of dollars. This is not a civil war. It is a guy who has lost his relevance and is trying to be relevant by attacking your own party. That don't make you relevant, Warmington told a journalist on Wednesday during a tour in St. Elizabeth. It hurts me for me to be saying this today, but he must be a man. You, Golding, have failed. You had a failed government. You are a failed leader. Walk away and leave the young man to lead, he continued, referring to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. I want to say, Bruce, you need to stop it, and stop it now. Back off, stop it now, he continued. The Bridge FM boss says he views the verbal attack against Golding with great concern, adding that the station is in full support of Mr. Golding in the airing of his views with which we might not always find agreement. Golding was speaking during this week's episode of the Jamaica Live program. Clark said, "We, the operators of the Bridge 99 FM, are convinced that nothing in Mr. Golding's comments on the program could have been reasonably construed as an attack on any individual or organization. Clark said Golding operated with broadcast regulations and was quite civil and measured in his commentary. He did not berate or libel anyone. The vitriolic attack against Mr. Golding is therefore cause for particular concern, especially at a time when our beloved country is experiencing a coarsening of our political discourse and a spiraling of crime rate, the chairman added. Nurse and the porter fight over rubbish. A porter was brought before the court on Tuesday, accused of injuring his co-worker's shoulder during a dispute over garbage. Carlisle McCoy pleaded not guilty to the charge of assault occasioning actual bodily harm when he stood before Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. The court was told that on October 25, McCoy and the complainant, a specialist nurse, had a dispute over garbage that needed to be removed when the accused allegedly used his hand to hit the complainant on her shoulder. The woman told the court that the incident has left her unable to move her left arm, which she was observed cradling during the court proceeding, and afraid to go to work. However, defending himself, McCoy said, "When I passed her, if I had bounced her, I would have bounced her on her right shoulder." He went on to tell the judge that they were disrespecting him about the dustbin and alleged that the complainant during the altercation tried to intimidate him. He alleged that the nurse picked up a chair and said, "You want me to fight?" Speaking again, the nurse told the judge that after McCoy was arrested, a man in a hoodie drove up to her on a bike and said, "If McCoy go to jail, she's going to be over there," with over there being the Maypen Cemetery. After listening to all the testimonies, Cole Montague made a fingerprint order for McCoy and adjusted his bail conditions. He was ordered to make no contact with the complainant and to report it to the nearest police station on Mondays and Thursdays. McCoy was also ordered to surrender all his travel documents, and a stop order was made for all ports and airports. Both the parties are to return to court on March 7 to facilitate a file completion. A mother's distress. The mother of the 4-month-old child who was abducted in St. Catherine earlier this month has expressed the concern that she is unable to get her child from state care despite an order from the court. The baby was abducted from Horizon Park in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, earlier this month and remains in the care of the state as the authorities work to resolve the case against the 15-year-old accused of taking him to St. James. The distraught mother of baby Roshane Malik Hall told the news that she received a letter from the court in Spanish Town for the child to be released to her, but she said when she went to St. James to collect her child, she was told that his release would have to go to a separate court hearing in St. James.
So somebody and to give them the letter and the woman come back out, then can release the baby because the baby have court and mobile, which is we never know about that. But through the court, a Spanish town know about that and the police station. Nobody never know about that, and they must say there's one baby missing from mobile and it could have been my baby, so the baby has to come to court.
When the news sought a clarification concerning the matter, Detective Inspector Balville Thomas, crime officer for the St. Catherine North Police Division, said he was working to have it resolved.
I am in dialogue with my counterpart in St. James, and we're in dialogue with the court, because in my opinion, this matter should be before the St. Catherine Court, in my opinion, and we are working to have that done so that the matter can be resolved. I'm saying to the mother of the child, we are continue to give in you our support, and we know that you must feel some discomfort because you went to St. James and was unable to see your child. But I'm saying to you, it will be resolved. The child is in state care, and by next week, we should be able to tell you something positive.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.